I had canceled? No. So I started the puzzle, I say Friday, but really, I started the puzzle Saturday, July 16th. So we started the puzzle Saturday, July 16th at 12:50 a.m. By 2 o'clock, I was like, I'm beat. 2 hours on a puzzle is enough. Well, an hour and whatever is enough. Like, I just got finished work and I just started doing the puzzle. I'm like, I'm tired, I'm done. I just, started playing around with it. Now, my progress isn't too bad. I would say a lot of this effing puzzle is taking it apart and trying other pieces because there's no picture. Because it's one of those QR codes that I'm going to end up scanning. So I don't know what I'm looking at. It's a lot of blue right now, so I kind of like try to put like a lot of blues over here, but I see some blue pieces in here mixed in with the rainbow black pieces. So we shall see how this comes, but it is now 5:46 on Saturday, July 16th, and this was not a gift. I don't know. I'm like realizing as I'm like getting frustrated doing this that I gave this as a gift to my younger sister. And I'm like, she's not gonna do this. She's gonna start doing it and then get fed up and be like, you know what? I'll see you in a month. This puzzle sucks. they've never had oat milk. So when I was looking for vegan yogurt, I went into the bread maker like this. I was just like, oh good, I'm just gonna get this oat milk. Instead of just getting one that I've tried and known, I was like, oh, this one's plain, it's not flavor, so it's gonna be better. Yeah, I put this in there. I put this in the bread maker for 16 hours. I did see someone use like a cheesecloth just to, just to get it into like a more Greek yogurt consistency. I think the best part of yogurt is like the fruit. This is good, I don't mind it. I just tried eating out of it. Like a whole bowl. But it's good. I don't know, I like it. No, I really do like it. It is good. The oat yogurt is like weird. It's weird taste. You get used to it. I want some. To be continued with our bread maker. Hello, everybody. Let me tell you about my week. So, I have a friend that asked me an update about something. So I told her, gave her an update, and she decided that she was going to give me criticism on it. Now, my love language is physical touch and then quality time. I don't frequently want solutions, or to say, I don't want someone else not living my experiences solutions unless I ask for it. Sometimes I will ask for it. However, if you're asking me for an update, that's not an opportunity for you to critique my life. That is not you opening the door and deciding you're taking over. And I often find this when, I encounter someone, whether it's a friend, family member, or whoever, whose love language is acts of service. Because what they see, they don't see, oh, this is just an experience that they're going through, and they just need to feel how they're feeling, and then they're gonna be okay. Instead, they see it as a problem, and that they're gonna give you solutions. Now, the problem is, if you don't follow these people's solutions, what I found is they often get angry that you're not listening to them. As if to say that I should listen to what you have to say about my life. And it's interesting. It's very interesting because there's a lot of things that, when someone tells me their situations, I don't often go to, this is what I would do. I would think, oh my goodness, I don't think I would do that, but I don't know, right? Because there are a lot of times where you think, oh, this is the situation that's going to go down. This is how I'm going to handle it. For example, excuse me while I have a side story to my story. At one point when I was working at a bank as a teller, I was robbed, and I always thought I was going to play it cool, and I was just going to be like, whatever, man, and like, whatever, and that's not what happened. I was in sheer panic. I was told that my face went pale white, like practically see-through, and then after they took the money or whatever, I started crying. I was 25 at the time, so it was an experience that I hadn't gone through. Like, I had heard other stories where, like, people that got robbed as tellers, and they were like, we don't have any money. We don't have any money. Get out of here. I don't have any, And I've had people that are like, are you serious? And give the person an attitude. That was how I thought. I always thought that I was going to be a tough person, but like their situations happen and you don't know. You don't know how you're going to handle a situation. So that's part of my reasoning as to when someone tells me a situation, no matter how crazy it is, we often think like, oh, well, this is the quote unquote right way to handle it. As if there's a, how-to guide on life. But like, you don't know. We don't know the actual way to handle it because it's not just thought. We don't live theoretically. We live emotionally. We feel our existence. So to tell someone this is how you're going to do it and then be mad when they don't, it's very controlling, and it's something that I don't appreciate. So what I've been doing with this person is when they try to give me quote unquote solutions, I say, I'm not taking solutions at this time. And it has been forthright on what, it has been essentially a game changer where they have to say, okay, and then stop, because they know that I don't appreciate what's happening and that I don't want to hear it because I know that I'm going to handle it how I want to handle it. Now, there are times when I am looking for advice and opinions and solutions, but oftentimes I just want empathy. I want sympathy. Or if you can't give me either of those, I would prefer silence. My existence is not a problem for you to fix. It's something I'm going through. Anyway. This person that I consider to be a close friend decided that she was annoyed that I wasn't taking advice from her, or I wasn't listening to her, or being obedient to her, or following her how-to guide out of a situation that I'm in. And I don't consider the situation that I'm in to be extremely positive or extremely negative at this time. I just figured that it's just a situation that I'm in. It's something that I'm currently experiencing. So she was angry. My friend got angry and she said something incredibly hurtful that was not even something that I was taking place right now because it was not in the forefront of my mind in terms of, the situation that I'm in. I was thinking, like baby steps, progressing through one aspect of my life. And she decided that she was going to unpack something else and throw it in my face and say something in terms of, this is now or never. And then, I did what I've been doing with this friend and saying, I don't appreciate this. I'm not taking criticism. I can live my life on my timeline. And then this person apologized, didn't mean to hurt my feelings, but then doubled down and told me about a ticking clock. And it's something that sat with me for about 24 hours. And then I realized that this was their problem, not my problem. This was a part of the control. This was their need to quote unquote fix something that I'm not considering broken. Yeah, so this ideology of me having to fit into someone else's timeline, whether it's my friend's timeline or whether it's society's timeline of when I need to do things and how I need to get things done, it's silly and it's made up. And that's why October's quote is the Mad Hatter's, "No wonder you're late. This watch is 2 days slow." Because that's exactly how time works, and it's not how time works. And it's just interesting because sometimes I felt like the white rabbit of chasing time and like being late and not doing things how everybody else is doing it and when everybody else is doing it. And it's not until later that I realized that the only one's timeline that matters is mine. And we're all just going to be dust one day anyway, that it's ridiculous that someone trying to pressure me to do something quicker. It just doesn't make sense. Also, there's this other thing that I think about time. and about not being ready to do things and being on my terms and being ready to do things when I'm ready to do it is there's this insect called a nymph. Now, there are a couple of insects called nymphs, but the one that I'm referring to is when a caterpillar goes into its cocoon to become a butterfly. If it emerges out of the cocoon before it's ready, it's not a butterfly, but it's no longer a caterpillar anymore. It almost looks like a stick bug. They're very interesting, but that's what I have been telling myself. And when I think about the white rabbit and trying to chase time and trying to not be late, I'm not ready. You know, if I emerge a butterfly, that's great. But you can't make me emerge quicker to become a nymph. I'm not ready for that phase of my life, and I know how much time consuming that is. I'm still working on me and figuring out who I am and figuring out what I want to do, and it's so bizarre to me that someone is trying to break me out of a cocoon that I'm not ready to emerge from yet. It's been such a frustrating week, to say the least. I did find a cute little TikTok of a cartoon ghost that basically told me it's okay. Feel how you're going to feel, and then eventually when you're ready, let it go. And that's something that I was looking for from my friend, and it's obviously not something that she was willing to give me or, capable of giving to me. And at that moment I was looking to be consoled, and I found it through a TikTok. So it's October, a little ghost on TikTok helped me out through something that I've been struggling with for the last month or so. So my white rabbit is a little ghost white rabbit. It's so cute. So cute. But yeah, this is just a reminder for me and for anybody watching that it's your timeline. It's not your friend's timeline. It's not society's timeline. It's not your family's timeline. It's your timeline. You're going to figure out what you're going to figure out when you're going to figure it out. And you're going to find the things that you need when you're looking for them. But yeah, I love you. Thanks for watching. Hopefully October is going to be great. Well, I know it's going to be great. I'm going to be doing excellent things this month. I'm super excited for. So I love you. See you next week.